So noted.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, there's no napping.
If you do manage to somehow become numb to it, eventually they'll get to a point that's a little bit more sensitive, and you'll spring wide awake.
Right about here.
Yeah, yeah, right where all those muscles kind of you're more tendon than muscle.
Right
Yeah,
right back here.
that will
And then you say, I know I wanted an intricate pattern there, but can you just make that a smiley face and move on?
Yes. How about two dots in a line?
yeah, that's where you get Phoebe's. Yeah, I got it here. It's a planet from very 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 far away.
Yeah. Oh, I have the whole world.
Uh, there are certain albums, musical albums, at
Your mom's house?
no. If someone told me you had to take 5 albums, you could only take 5 albums to live with for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
I love those questions.
So do I. Like, I don't know what 5 albums they'd be. I'm going through my music collection, making this playlist, and going, God, I should throw this whole album on here. I mean, just
Yeah.
got so many Beatles albums. Honestly, Revolver, Sgt. Pepper's, Let It Be. Um,
I'm thinking like Pink Floyd Dark Side of the Moon
well, those are the equivalent to that to
and
me. I wouldn't take any Pink Floyd as much as I like it.
oh,
There are albums that I throw on that are just Big Whiskey and the Ku Klux King from Dave Matthews Band. That entire album, front to back, is amazing. Um, oh, let's see. I'm looking at other ones here.
I
Ed
feel like I would
Sheeran's
cheat.
Divide.
I just would want like the greatest hit of whatever. And
Oh, that's Foo Fighters' greatest hits album. Would be one of those albums. That is just a solid album. Um, Every Man for Himself by Hoobastank is one of those albums. Um, Less Than Jake Anthem. That whole album is amazing if you like pop punk. That album is
I'm
fantastic.
barely aware of Less Than Jake, so that
Oh.
would not have made my list.
yeah.
Let's see,
I don't know
scroll through-
Dick.
Oh, Hybrid Theory would. When I went through my Christian phase in life and dumped all my secular music for like 2 years, the first album I bought was Hybrid Theory, and I put that in my CD player in my truck, and I shit you not, it stayed in my CD player for 6 months. It's all I listened to for 6 months.
That makes sense. It's fascinating.
I love that album. Their follow-up to that Meteora as well. I can hear you.
See, I would
Sound good.
I love
Yeah, Linkin Park is,
Reanimation.
and
I thought
I've
that
gotten
was so
really back
awesome.
into them like hardcore.
Reanimation was fantastic. What did you say, Norm?
Oh, I'm like 30 seconds behind because I was listening to the stream. I said, yeah, Linkin Park is when I really got back into. Mike Shinoda, I started watching him on Twitch. If you don't
Yeah,
watch
the
him,
Dropped Frames albums are amazing.
he did a Tool and some violinist compilation Friday.
Oh no shit.
So he was like creating Tool music, and then put in like cellos and violins and shit.
Wow.
So you put basically kind of Tool with Lindsey Sterling type thing.
That is exactly who it was.
Yeah, fucking cool. I hope he does a Dropped Frames 4. I really hope he does. You can check those out. They should be on Spotify. I know they're on the iTunes Music.
Yeah, apparently he just put out session 3.
Yeah, he's done 3 of them that he's just during lockdown. He's been creating music daily on Twitch, and he goes in and he says, "So what are we doing today?" And someone says, "Well, do a Hybrid Theory style song."
Yep.
So he started doing that, and then someone said, "Use Castlevania," and he used Castlevania as a starting point, and they're just wild. They're not full-length, full-produced songs, but it's what he created in an afternoon with an audience.
Essentially in like a 2-hour span.
Yeah, so it's really something impressive. Oasis is Don't Believe the Truth. That would be another one, or their greatest hits album. Sorry,
I'd probably
Fucking
take Joe Dirt Car by the Bodines.
Oh fuck yeah!
And
I just listened to that the other day.
you can frown on me all you want, but Jagged Little Pill's going with me.
I don't frown on you for that. That's a
I
good
love it.
album. That is a good album, honestly.
It wouldn't make the list, but it is in my top 10.
Fish's Hoist album would go. That album front to back. I love every song on that. What else?
There would be probably for me a Tool or Nine Inch Nails in there somewhere. I'd have to sit down and think about which one I'd want. Probably
10,000 Days.
I'm thinking 10,000 Days or Enema, just because. I mean, both albums are all bangers, man. They all just rock.
Genius, what do you think? DJ Crazy Cooch 4 or 5?
Ooh, yeah. I'm not sure if those count, but yeah, that would definitely hit the mark with a lot of good stuff. The one that had the Hip Cats remixes on it, that would be the one.
Okay.
Hardwired. No, I'm not hardwired. I'll have to hardwire before I start. 311's Grassroots album, the one before their Blue album, and their latest album, Voyager. Both of those front to back are amazing. And Universal Pulse. I like 311 a lot.
I don't know if I'd miss it, but I would bring Thick as a Brick, Jethro Tull.
Huh. Jethro Tull, huh?
It's one that just always is like, I haven't listened to Thick as a Brick in like months. I'm going to just play the whole 45 minutes and listen to it while I'm working or something. Just like...
Yeah. I thought about replacing Dark Side of the Moon with The Wall, because that is, essentially it's 2 albums. I figure if you're going to be stuck on a deserted island and you only have 5 albums, you might as well grab the
box sets.
It's probably cheating to take Bonfire, like the 7-disc AC/DC Bon Monkey Bananas. What is going on, homeboy? We are preparing for D&D. We are going live in a couple minutes. Thank you for the raid. Nightbot, Zoe, you're mistaken. Stop spamming emotes. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, I didn't set up my Nightbot, so...
So the song that got this whole thing started in the playlist...
Thanks, Zoe.
My stick is better than bacon.
Yeah, everybody's getting told to fuck off right now. Thanks for the raid, Monkey Bananas. That's awesome.
The song that started this all was The Science of Selling Yourself Short by Less Than Jake, and it's on that Anthem album. And there are 2 lines in it that just resonated with me as I was driving home last night from the grocery store. I'm like listening to it, and it says, "I'm so overdosed on apathy and strung out on sympathy." And I was like, yep, that's my life right now. I am sick of not wanting to do anything or not being able to do anything, really. And then I'm sick of feeling sorry for myself.
I will say that combat was run relatively well on Friday night with with everyone elsewhere.
Yeah. And I'm getting better at that, running these stream games like that and talking through things. And I found that more often than not, just giving the player the benefit of the doubt. Like there were several times where I said, if this will help you to be at 30 instead of 40, you can be at 30. And and just give you guys the benefit of the doubt is still and like I said, my combat's designed for that group. For 7 players at level 15 are now more about putting you in a situation where the situation would go bad rather than dying. We
didn't have any bad situations.
Killing you outright is going to seem almost unfair to the stuff I have to do in order to do it. So, So it's more about getting the situation right and having it fall the way you want it to, which we still don't know because it's still going after how many hours? We started at like 6:45 and we went until 11:30. It was all
and we're still in initiative.
You're still in initiative.
All right, we have a bunch of people in chat, so let's why don't we start this show?
All right, kick us off.
Awesome.
Welcome everybody. Who rated us?
Monkey Bananas.
Oh hell yeah, Monkey Bananas! Thank you, buddy.
And I saw Mrs. Monkey Bananas in there too.
Really? Mrs. Monkey Bananas.
No, literally, her name is Mrs. Monkey Bananas.
I didn't know there was a Mrs. Monkey Bananas. That's cool.
Yes, there is. Yeah, there she is. Hi, Mrs. Monkey Bananas. Thanks for coming.
Sorry, ladies, Monkey Bananas is taken.
Yep.
Ah. Who knew?
Monkey's banana is taken?
Mm.
Can I say?
Yes, you can say
More
that.
of a-
Look at the name. Look at the name of our show. It's on brand, dude.
Yeah. Yeah. All right.
It's more of a plantain.
Hey, look at this. I'm Norma's life.
All right. Yay.
Opening sequence and John's crying.
I just did. I did that specifically for John. John, come on. Pull it together.
The more I think, I gotta stop thinking about it. The more I think about it, the more I laugh about it. Holy shit. Oh my god. More of a plantain.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Two Nerds, One Quest. Your host and DM, John, is a little out of commission at the moment. As you can see, he looks like he's about ready to cry and pee his pants.
Now I see why they do that on Critical Role.
I know why.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, that's why. Oh my gosh. Except I'm nowhere near as good as Matt at holding a straight face when they come off of something. Are we actually live now?
Yeah.
Did you...
Yeah, I
Oh,
put us live.
oh, biscuit.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, everybody. I am your host, EM JC. Welcome to Two Nerds, One Quest, where I'm uncontrollably laughing about plantains for some reason. Joined with the three adventurers, formerly Two Nerds Plus One. Well, yeah. We'll talk through that. Tom M. Norman's here. He introduced me earlier while I was crying because I was laughing.
I do that.
He plays Aronan in our campaign here. We also have Ryan Krixis Kupta.
Hey, good morning. Get him.
Yeah, you got me. You got me, dude. You got me crying here. This is great. And then, of course, the newest addition to the adventuring party, Jeff Doc Williams.
Yes, too early for anything but D&D on Sundays.
Sunday mornings are for D&D. That's a tagline, Brian. I think we gotta go with that. Sunday mornings are for D&D.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
I like
Start
that.
making
The more
a t-shirt.
every time I see it, every time I see it, I'm like, yeah, they are
I stole it from ESPN's bowling coverage.
fantastic.
Hey, genius.
Chances are
Yeah.
they aren't going to be too concerned if we use it.
You want to put a lore? Like right underneath your chin.
Even more? How's that?
Perfect.
There we
Okay.
go. Yep. He's got to find the sweet spot for it. He was
Yeah.
exhaling into it on Friday night, which was like that would not fly. All right. So does anyone remember where we were?
All right. Give us the rundown, Cooch.
Yeah, so Aronan and Krixis were walking towards the dwarf weapon shop, intent on gaining access and yoinking a couple hatchets, well crafted, with a ship logo, so that we could continue our quest and hopefully use those as legitimate passage beyond where we are currently. And I believe, and I'm not 100% certain, but it sounded like Doc and Ellie had the plan of, instead of staying in the inn where they were told, to proceed and follow us.
It's more like Ellie was like, they're going to get in trouble. I'm going to go make sure that they have help. And Doc said, okay.
Mhm.
So, let us begin with Aronan and Krixis on the street. Just shuffling down the road, easing on down the road. It is dark. It is just before, not just before midnight, but it's late in the evening. Most of the bars are packed. There's sound, noise, drinking, singing, sea chanties being sung, all kinds of stuff like that. Noise coming out of inns. You see a woman come running out of one inn, just and she's like, you think for a second that she's actually being chased seriously, but then you realize no, she's not. She's just running away from a guy that's chasing after her, who's going reaching out trying to grab her. And I think Pirates of the Caribbean ride. And she ends up ducking into a doorway, and he finds her and pins her up against the door and starts kissing her passionately, and she's not resisting him. There is a guy leans out of a balcony above you. Make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, Jesus, already?
Yeah, already.
$13.
You meant just him, right?
No, I meant both of you.
Oh,
All right. Well, 2 minus 1 is 1.
Oh shit. So there's a door that slams in a balcony above you, and Aronan stops to look up, and he stops and looks up, and this guy leans over the railing and yaks. You keep walking forward right into, like, right down your back. Like, it hit the back of your head and down your vomit, down your cape or whatever you have over your back there.
I'm going to pull the hood up over my head just for future reference and to hide myself.
I'm going to... gross. I'm going to take the cape off
Okay.
and try to clean it up quickly as best as I can while still moving, and then bundle the cape up. And I'm going to need a new cape because I'm going to leave this one on the side of the building.
Okay. And so you don't even bother, like, you untie it and turn it around and just kind of, and then roll it up and throw it in the alley as you go by. Continuing down the road, you're probably about a block or so away from the shop. How do you want to approach this shop?
Actually, we were going to meet the guy in the dark alley first.
That first?
Yeah, because remember we had to meet him at midnight, and then we were going to wait till 2 o'clock to go.
Okay.
Feels right.
All right. So you're half a block away from the bridge. From where's my notes? It has a name. It actually has a name. Dalton Span.
I'm going to tell Krixis that I'm going to walk in first, and then he can walk in a couple minutes behind me and go grab a drink at the bar. I'm going to find the guy and talk to him, and then I just need him to watch my back.
Okay. Krixis is going to try to look like just like a random patrol guard.
Okay. Do you
And,
do anything to try and convince it?
Yeah, I'm just going to walk over to a building and tap on it, like just making sure it's well closed up, and then move on to the next one.
All right, make a deception check.
Yep. Can't be worse than... Can, actually.
I was gonna say you can have a 0, dude. Don't say it can't be worse. Is it
1
literally
plus 3 is 4.
4? Okay, cool. That's better. It wasn't worse. It's better.
I really hope this gets better before we try to break in.
Get him out
Get
now.
him out.
Where are you headed, Aronan? You said in?
Isn't that where we're supposed to meet him in the place?
You're supposed
No,
to
yeah,
meet
on the bridge.
Oh, on the bridge. My bad. It's been a week. I don't remember.
under the bridge. Speaking of good albums, Red Hot Chili Peppers, Blood Sugar Sex Magic.
You're not wrong.
That would be on the list.
That's an album.
That's a good one.
Yeah. I'm gonna go under the bridge then.
Okay. Make a perception check. Ooh, shiznit. Dice help to play D&D. I always seem to do this. I'm so excited to talk to my friends that I forget to take my dice out.
If you take your dice out on stream, we may end up getting shut down.
Especially
Send
the
me dice,
fuzzy
not my
ones.
stack.
17.
I mean, I have a pair.
I knew that.
And they're blue.
And they're blue.
Congratulations.
Small.
They're cures for that. What did you say you rolled, Norm?
Yeah, it's called jerking off. 17.
17. Well, hang on a minute. Yes. You actually see him.
Oh, I'm like, yes, what?
That is not an action in 5e.
Well, I was just. What did you say before when you were gonna do the axes? You were gonna yoink them. I was thinking, as you were talking about that, I was thinking, is that the opposite of yeet? You yoink towards you and you yeet away from you, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that feels right.
Sounds right. I'm gonna go with it. You see him. He's bundled up in his cloak in the corner. It's kind of hard to see him actually. He's hiding fairly well, but your perception check reveals the slight humanoid shape to him in the shadows.
So you wanted to speak.
I didn't want to speak. You just looked like you needed assistance.
Well, you wouldn't be wrong. We are looking for passage north.
On a ship?
Yeah, preferably.
How far north?
North?
I mean,
No, we're headed to.
Fire shear.
We're headed to.
Oh, you didn't say north, did you? My bad. To where are you looking for passage?
I can't think. What's the name of the town, John?
Which one? 10 Towns or
Yeah, we're headed to 10 towns, right?
Or 10
That's
Towns
where we
is your
wanna
ultimate
end up.
destination.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna say 10 towns.
Oh, north. You want passage north from Luskin? Fire Shear is the only reasonable place, and I mean, for what it would cost you, walking may be better.
So how would we get passage to the other place? Fair Shore.
Fire Shear?
Fair Shore.
Get a ship, but there isn't much that runs towards Fire Shear. Luskin's probably the most northern port city. Fire Shear is like a fishing village. They don't do a lot in trade, so not a lot of ships head that direction. Heading further north than that is a death wish.
How so?
Well, you get into the sea of moving ice, and ships don't always come out of that sea.
I could see that.
I think that's what it's called. Get the name of it. Something like that.
What's the best way to get? Who is probably the most reliable to get us up there?
Get you up there.
Yeah. Or is it just easier to sled dog it from here on out?
It's cheaper for sure.
Yeah, but is it more dangerous? I'm assuming so.
Only the first. The Fire Shear, that's maybe it's a little more dangerous, but beyond Fire Shear, you're far safer being on land. You may freeze, but you won't freeze in water.
Yeah, well, that's comforting. If we were to ask for a ship, who would be the most likely to get us on one discreetly?
Discreetly?
Yeah, we're looking not to necessarily cause a lot of ruckus.
You may want to avoid the ships altogether, then. But if you really wanted to, Ship Terrell or Ship Renthor would be. Ship Renthor would probably be most likely to do it, seeing as how the two of them seem to be fighting over who's better suited to serve the city. You might be able to get them to hit against each other to find a better price, so to speak.
What were those names, John?
Terrell
and Renthor.
Yep. Taerl and Renthor. Rethnor, sorry. Rethnor. Your head reads one thing and it's not what it's actually on the paper.
Are you dyslexic?
Yeah, no, just English.
No, I'm just a bad reader.
Or I could just blame it on my handwriting, but I actually have pretty decent handwriting. So. They don't know that, though.
All right. Well, I thank you for your assistance.
Is there anything else I can get for you?
Ooh.
2 axes.
Yeah, right? No, I'm definitely not trusting this guy to get access for us. Do you know of any shops around here that may have some mystical, magical items? Whether for sale or otherwise.
The only mystical, magical you'll find around here would be the tower over there. And he kind of nods his head over at the Arcane Brotherhood's tower. He said anything that's mystical or magical in this town is their doing.
So there's no shops that would have, like, any properties? Everything has to go through them?
It would all be through them. There aren't any shops nearby. I don't know if they have a shop at the base of the tower. They're kind of left alone to their own devices, and when magical items show up, they tend to be procured rather rapidly by the Brotherhood.
Good to know. Is there anybody we need to absolutely stay away from?
How do you feel about magic?
If it's dangerous to me, then that makes me nervous. I don't use it.
And avoid the Brotherhood if you just the Brotherhood. Avoid the Winter Palace on the South Bank. And try not to cross any of the ships. That would be... I mean, we're kind of ruthless here. But if one ship member gets the idea that you crossed a ship, it doesn't take long for a mob to be incited.
Oh, fantastic.
The Arcane Brotherhood gets crossed and they find out about it, people just disappear. And if you get too involved with the folks at the Winter Palace, I've heard of cold ends, but it just seems to be a thing that keeps happening.
Good to know. I think I'm gonna nod at him and then walk away.
Sure. And he kind of holds out his palm.
Some for the effort.
I'm gonna flick him a gold.
He puts it in his pocket and nods and pulls his hood up and just ducks back into the corner.
All right, I'm going to go back up a Krixis, who is not very convincing and like whistling and looking around and.
He's checking doorknobs. He's going, yep, they're locked, they're safe. Yep, and pats on the door. And walks away from the door, and you notice someone come to the door and actually open it up and kind of look out and close it back and lock it back up.
All right, I'm gonna tell him everything that I'm gonna motion him over to the bridge and then explain to him everything that I was just told, and especially like avoiding the Brotherhood and Winter Palace and stuff, and that anything magical really is gonna be tough to find.
Okay.
Doc,
Well,
sorry.
I was just gonna say the ice palace does seem like a dangerous place, although it may contain good information for our quest. We may want to check with the others to see if they would be comfortable visiting that palace, but we'll check with Ellie in the morning.
Yeah, I'm unfamiliar with the ice palace, so I will leave that up to you guys.
Doc, you and Ellie are walking down the street, trying to maintain. You have an idea of where they're going, so you're maintaining distance. Make a perception check as you and Ellie are walking. She's talking to you about just kind of explaining Aronan and her relationship, and it's a new person to dump her heart out onto, basically. So you're getting the whole thing about how I don't think he really cares about. I think he cares about me, but not really cares about me. If you know what I'm saying. But I take care of him, and Krixis is amazing. He's like a dad. He's or an older brother. I love him to death. I just want to hug him half the time. And but yeah, they've been a fun couple of guys to hang out with.
You have a strange relationship with that horned guy there.
Yeah, that's
great. My only other run-in with one of his kind didn't end well for anyone. I'm the only thing holding me back from being completely scared is the fact that he's wearing the robes of the faith.
Oh, yeah, that does seem strange. I don't see many of those amongst the faithful. And I don't know if that's. I'm still trying to figure out what that is about him. Honestly, that seems like. And she just keeps going on and on. What was your perception check?
8.
8. You see a guy come. Actually, you don't see a guy come running. Make a dexterity check as this guy barrels into you, running out of a nearby alley.
Nope. 3. 2 plus 1.
Right. This guy barrels into you as he's running out of the alley, knocking you into Ellie, and Ellie catches you and keeps you upright. Make a perception check as he goes running off behind you.
15.
15. He's got something in his hand. Looking down the alley where he came from, there is someone laying on the ground. They're moving, but not very fast. Ellie panics in the moment and goes down the alley.
Quick check. Am I missing anything?
Oh.
I don't have a lot, so okay.
No, you aren't missing anything. Everything you have is kind of under your cloak, and as holy as it is, the things you have wouldn't necessarily fit through the cloak.
I think every other character I created would go after him, but I think I'm going to go with Ellie.
All right. Ellie, you come up to Ellie, and she's kneeling over this body in the alleyway. There's a man, middle-aged, thinning hair up top, relatively nicely dressed, especially from what you've seen around Luskin, and he's holding his side, and you see blood seeping out from his fingers. And you see Ellie, she starts casting magic, she's chanting, and you see a light glow from her hands, and she places him on this man's side, and he suddenly seems to breathe a little bit more stably. Thank you. And she nods at him, and he looks over to you. He Took my coin purse. He stabbed me and he took my coin purse.
When he looks like he's okay to get up, I'll give him a hand.
Okay. And he gets up. He gets up. He's still got blood on his hands, and he's kind of wiping them off on whatever he could find. He found like this shirt in the alley. He's kind of wiping his hands off on it.
A vomited on cloak?
Yeah. Actually, ironically, it looks a little familiar. This cloak. It's honestly quite perfect. He picks it up at first and realizes, okay. And then he kind of opens it up and finds like a dry spot on it and starts wiping the blood off his hands onto this cloak.
A perfectly good cloak. Does this cloak's material seem better than the one I'm wearing?
Absolutely. It is filthy. Now it's bloody and vomited on, but it is a perfectly good cloak. Other than that.
All right, I'll ball it up and put it in the bag of holding.
Fantastic. Does each item have its own extra dimensional space? That's my question.
I don't think there's anything else in there that'll pick up the smell, so everything else can be washed. I'll take the horn out first, because I'm going to put my mouth on that.
That's probably a good idea. Oh, there's a puppy. There's a puppy. It's a Brutus. So, he thanks you. He says, I would give you some sort of reward, but I have no money. He took my money.
Do you have a place to stay?
Oh yeah, I have a place to stay. It's gonna be a long night now, though. Suppose that's what I get for trying to find stuff like that in a city like this. Alright. Thank you. And he kind of walks away. And Ellie's kind of looking at him critically, and he's like, I don't know if I hate this city. I don't know if I can trust anyone here. Like, he didn't seem too upset that he lost his money.
Maybe it's just such a commonplace occurrence.
She starts checking her stuff, and no, I have everything. Oh, that's weird.
I'll check my stuff again, too.
Yeah, you have everything. That seems strange. I don't know. We should find Aronan, though.
Well, since we know where he's going, maybe we can get ahead of him.
Oh yeah, that would be. Oh, I wonder if we can. Make an investigation check. As you guys then continue to travel on down the road, you're looking for a building that you can maybe get on top of. A 1. You find nothing. Let's see. Ellie doesn't do much better. She got an 11. Finding a place to get a vantage point on the. You actually settle on an alleyway across the street from the shop that they were going to. It's a dark alleyway. There's some garbage cans back there. There's all kinds of just refuse. There's actually, as you're kind of standing there trying to get down and duck down and hide, you realize there's a skeleton there. Don't know how long he's been there, but he's been sitting there for a while. Seems like things tend to get thrown into alleyways and forgotten about them in Luskin.
Yeah, I think we should probably just hunker down here, because unless your plan was to get seen, I think we should probably hide.
Yeah, that'd be a good idea. Go ahead and make a stealth check to hide.
There we go.
Yay.
Natural 20 plus 1.
Oh, hell yeah. You get down behind a barrel like you can barely be seen. In fact, you look at the barrel for a second and you look at it and you're like, I think I could fit in here. There's a knot hole right there. So you actually climb your way into this barrel and there's a little knot hole that you can look through. You look like you're a barrel sitting in an alley.
Nice. Can the barrel not have a bottom?
Sure,
So
absolutely.
in case I need to run away.
Actually, you actually see the barrel does have a bottom, but you pick the barrel up and put it over your head, and you're
Nice.
looking at So if you need to stand up and run away, you can. I love this game. The three of you do some of the. It's so fun. Let's see. I'm looking for Ellie. That's what I'm looking for. My characters. I just need her stealth. What her stealth is gonna be. Oh, she has disadvantage on it too. She is in. Oh boy. So Ellie crouches down behind the skeleton. She's kind of sitting there by the skeleton along the wall. Kind of obvious she's there.
Boy, she sure is sneaky, huh?
Yeah, those disadvantage on stealth checks, man.
So you're waiting there for a few minutes, and Krixis and Aronan, you're approaching this. How would you like to approach this shop?
Once we get within a couple buildings, I'm going to kind of pull Krixis off to the side into kind of like an entryway, so we can kind of discuss and actually look up and down the street to see if anybody's coming, to see what's going on, see if there's any lights.
You don't notice a lot of lights. There's a candle light in a window here or there. Not a ton of them. Maybe like 3 or 4 windows from where you can see, all up and down the road. There is a guy walking down the street. You see him checking doorknobs and banging on doors. Something very similar to what Krixis was doing earlier. Make an insight check. As you see this guy checking doorknobs and banging on doors and window latches.
I have a 19. Is he headed towards us or away from us?
Towards you.
I got 12.
Both of you realize almost at the same time he's not making sure people are safe. He's looking for a place to get inside. But he's not spending a lot of effort trying to break in. He's just checking for people that have been careless. And as you watch him for about 2 minutes, the next house he goes to, he kind of hits on the window, and the shutter comes out towards him. And he kind of perks up, and he pulls the shutters open. And climbs into this house and pulls the shutters closed behind him.
Ah, shit. We're going to have to be quick. He is not going to be quiet about this.
This could go either way.
Should
he
we
could create a distraction for us, or he could draw attention.
Yeah. Oh boy. Is there a back? Do we know if there's a back entrance to this place? Like, is there a back door?
Yeah, you actually can head down one of the alleyways between the buildings. There's like a footpath behind all these buildings that connects to back doors that leads right, and then a lot of those footpaths run down to the river.
Okay.
And you get the idea as you're kind of looking at it that people kind of throw their garbage back here.
All right, let's head
Not
down
a
this.
very clean city.
Let's try the back way in, Krixis. Let's trying to do this from the front door when there's a guy pretty much right across the street doing his own shit. Let's try the back door.
That sounds like a good plan.
Right. So you head down the alleyway into the back, and you see this. You see stacks of garbage and heaps of stuff. There is like a barge sitting by one of them that is just loaded with garbage. You think this is maybe the collectors. They're supposed to collect this and bring this somewhere, but it's so full that people have just been setting stuff out by the side of the road. Kind of like in Chicago when they didn't have their garbage pickup for a while. The piles of garbage just started mounding on the curbs. You find the building without any issue. Taking a look around. Make stealth checks as you approach the building. I assume you're doing it stealthily. You're not just walking up to it. And then roll a perception check. What was your stealth check, Krixis?
12.
12. All right. Then perception checks from both of you.
Ooh, I'm not perceptive. 7.
You see the door. Back.
Like 7 also.
All right. So the door is where you're going.
Shit.
As you're walking along, Doc, in between the two buildings, building that they're going to break into this shop and the other building next to it, you see Krixis go walking by on the backside of the buildings. You're aware that they're there. Ellie kind of looks at you and does that, and then like trying to motion to you, and she keeps doing stuff because she's not seeing anything in reply from you because you're in a barrel. So she keeps trying to motion, waiting for some sort of signal that you saw.
All right, I'll stick my thumb out of the barrel like a thumbs up.
Thumb out of the hole.
I'm sure that's what it looks like.
Yep. It's like being the thumb master in Kings. So you have the back door in front of you, Aronan. You don't see anyone around. What would you like to do?
I'm going to check the door for any type of trap or alarm.
Okay, make an investigation check.
11.
11. You do not believe this door is trapped at all.
Alright, I'm gonna...
It is locked. When you check it, it is locked.
Alright,
It is not trapped. It is a decent lock.
I'm going to pick it.
All right. Thieves' tools. Proficiency bonus.
I created one of those,
One of those buttons.
yep, 24.
24. Yeah, with a little difficulty, you get your tools in there, and you're sitting there, and it almost surprises you how quickly it. And the door kind of opens up.
Alright.
Creaks ever so slightly when it first moves, but then it becomes very silent.
I'm gonna slowly push it open and kind of look around to see what I can see.
It swings towards you.
Oh, I'm
so
going to slowly pull it towards me.
you slowly pull it towards you. It is dark inside. What
have
you can
dark
see from the
vision.
light that's coming, and oh, you do have dark vision. That is correct. So you see, you see a coat rack basically in a corner at the end of a hall. You assume the hall goes the other way as well, because you don't see a wall right there. As you kind of peek in, you can confirm that the hall does run the other direction and seems to turn towards the front of the shop, along what you assume is the outside wall.
Okay, I am going to take a step in, and I'm gonna motion for Krixis to follow. And then when he comes in, I'm gonna quietly pull the door closed behind him.
Okay, make a dexterity check to pull the door closed.
$20.
20.
Or I'm sorry, 20. 10. I can speak.
10? Okay. 10, trying to do it silently. You sit still for a moment listening, and you don't hear anything. In that moment that you're sitting still listening, you smell something foul. It's absolutely awful. And as you kind of look around, you realize next to the coat rack is a privy. And it's full.
I'm just gonna wrinkle my nose and move a little bit further into the room. I'm gonna tell Krixis to stay low and keep an ear out for anything. just kind of stay in one spot. I'm going to move to the front of the store, and if I need anything from him, I'll snap my fingers to get his attention.
Okay. Doc, you're out in the alleyway, inside this barrel, observing the situation quietly. And there is a heavy thud on the top of the barrel. And then a voice says, "What are you doing here, Missy?" And Ellie turns and looks up, and standing on the barrel is a gentleman. And she says, "Oh, I'm just waiting for some friends." "In an alley all by yourself?"
Hello, governor.
"Yes, I am." And she stands up and kind of shoulders her cloak off to one side, revealing her weapon at her hip. "You aren't thinking of doing anything rash, are you? To a lass such as yourself? I don't know, that depends. Did you see me, my dear?" "Well, of course I see you," she says. "You're standing right there." He jumps down, obscuring your view, Doc, of you're basically looking at this guy's ass right now as he's standing in front of you on the barrel. "You're a daft one, aren't you? You don't mention me, I won't mention you. Savvy?" "Okay. Good girl." And he starts walking out down the alleyway. He gets out on the road. Krixis, you actually hear a discussion happening out on the road suddenly.
I'm gonna
Just as
stay
Aronan leaves.
completely still, and I'm gonna try to pick up what they're saying.
Make a perception check.
15.
15. You don't know exactly what they're saying, but you swear that that's Ellie's voice.
Does she sound? Can I tell if the voice is in heated discussion or
Nope.
calm?
It's calm. It's a calm discussion. It's tense, but it's calm.
Krixis won't take an action right now.
All right. Aronan, you're moving up the hallway. You see the front of the shop from where you're at. You see what you recognize as the front of the shop. The hallway runs down the side of the building and it opens up to the front of the shop. And there's a door on your right-hand side as well. As you're moving up towards the front of the shop.
I'm going to stick my ear to the door. Let's see if I can hear anything coming from it.
You don't hear, and in fact, it's creepily silent. As you have your ear against the door, you hear a turning of the doorknob at the front of the shop.
Like the main door?
Yeah, someone's trying to turn the doorknob there.
I'm going to pull out the strong hand and would I be visible from the door if it opened?
No.
Okay. So I'm just going to I'm actually going to
You got about 10 feet from where the door you're at to the front room of the shop.
Okay. So I'm going to quietly or stealthily move to where I can see the front door without being seen.
Okay, so you get there. The counter is there. So you can actually crouch down and you get just a little view of the door where it is. There's kind of a bang on the door and then nothing. How long do you sit there?
I'm gonna I'm gonna sit there for 2 minutes
All right.
listening.
You sit there for 2 minutes listening. Doc, as you are sitting observing this, you see Ellie kind of take a deep breath and kind of cover her shoulder again and watch him as he goes. And he goes right across the street to the shop and checks the doorknob and is banging on the door a little bit, like you saw him do earlier. He moves around to a window in the front of the shop and looks at it, and he pulls a thin piece of metal. It almost looks like a really small dagger or a letter opener or something, and just sticks it between the window shutters and flips it. Aronan, from the inside, you hear a little bit of a scrape by the window and a click as a latch flips and the shutters open.
As soon as I see him doing that, I'm gonna since I took the horn out, I'm gonna do a horn of silent alarm to that guy. That make it sound like the captain, like the guard's coming. So he's the only one who can hear it.
Okay. In that moment, he straight. Let's see how bad this goes for him. Yeah, he straight up panics, slams the doors shut, slams the shutter shut, pitches his thumb in the door, swears, and takes off running. And ducks down an alley further down the road. And you do not see him when he ducks down the alley. Ellie at this point was standing up. She's got her hands on she's ready to sprint out into the alleyway, and then suddenly he takes off running, and she's like, "What? Okay, all right." That was close, she says to the barrel next to her. Thumb comes out of the barrel hole. Aronan, for some reason, he flips the latch, he opens them, you get the briefest glimpse at his face, and he slams the shutters closed. They're left kind of hanging there open.
All right, I'm gonna go to the shutters and pull them shut and relatch it.
Okay. You were snapping like crazy. Krixis, what did you do when you heard snapping?
I started to move into the shop.
Okay. So as you move into the shop, and as you move into the shop, you get up to the front and you see Aronan latching the window.
Krixis gives this exasperated, "I thought we were trying to be quiet."
Somebody tried to break in. I'm trying really hard not to laugh. And then he got scared off by something. I'm just relatching the shutters.
What a coincidence.
Yeah, something.
There must be something of value here.
You sit for a moment, just listening and observing, and it is still and it is quiet.
All right, I'm going to go back behind the counter and take a look at everything that is there. And hold on 1 second, I got to let the dogs out.
Okay.
Hold on, loose leg.
Don't let go.
DM's throwing everything in the book at us right now.
I'm having a lot of fun, and it's one of those things when you have groups separate from each other, it's like, how do you get them back together, and how do you tell a story that involves everybody? And it's just fun. It was a really neat thing to kind of do. I always knew I wanted to throw a wrench in it all somehow. I mean, horn, freaking amazing idea.
Don't
clutch move.
Don't tell Tom I was saving a charge for him, and I only have one left, so we'll see what happens. Don't tell him I have it, though.
Yeah.
Hopefully he can't hear me.
He can't right now. He doesn't have his earphones in. So. All right. He is back. The dogs are out. So the question is, Who let the dogs out?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Aronan let
Ooh.
Aronan let the dogs out. Aronan, you look behind the counter. There's nothing back there. It's a bunch of empty shelves. Almost like someone doesn't leave shit out in the open when they leave their shop.
All right.
Huh.
All right. I am going to go back to the door that I had my ear up against.
Okay.
And I'm going to check it for any type of traps or any type of alarms.
Investigation check.
Oh, come on. Stop it. $11.
11. You do not believe this door is trapped at all. It is locked by 3 different locks. One that's kind of shoddy, looks like it might have been the original lock on the door. Then there is a big, heavy bolt-style lock above it, and below it there's a padlock on through like a thick ring that would be very difficult to break or cut. It seems like it comes out of the wood from inside the room.
All right. I'm going to, I'm going to try to pick locks.
All right. So, which one are you trying first?
I'll take care of the easy. I'll take care of the old one.
The old one? Okay.
25.
25. Absolutely. You get in there, you just, you kind of look at Krixis as you put the pick in there and just click, almost like you had a key for it. Which one are you doing next?
I'll do the next one in line.
Well, one's above and one's below. There's the bolt style lock and then the padlock below.
Padlock.
Padlock? Okay.
28.
28. Make a perception check.
21.
21. You realize as you go to unlock this one, it clicks. It would give a bit more, but in that brief second, you realize that this one's trapped. And you pull back just enough, and it unlocks itself. But you are very careful with that lock. I'm going to need 2 minutes. I will be right back. Discuss about yourself and this final lock.
So
Making the rolls when it counts.
yeah, right.
Yeah, big numbers. Big numbers. I like it.
Yeah, don't jinx me though, man. I still have that last one. So that last one is coming through the door, if I understand correctly. Like it's not just something we
It
can.
sounded like it was a bolt lock. But I don't really know. Your thieves' tools seem adequate. Rolling 28s and shiz.
Yeah. Well, it helps when.
What's your bonus?
Oh, it's
plus 10?
Yeah, it's plus 10.
Nice.
Yeah, it's doing me well. So the one thing I'm going to have to remember is the box that the hatchets or the axes were in had some kind of magical lock on it.
Right.
So I'm not sure.
Theoretically.
I mean, because he did something with his hand and something happened.
Right.
So I'm not entirely sure how that's going to play out.
All right.
I'm thinking. You know what? I'm not going to tell you what I'm thinking.
So, you get the secondary lock that was trapped, unlocked. Remove it very slowly, releasing the latch from this large ring that comes out of the wall. There is a bolt-style lock left. This seems to be the most complicated lock on the door.
I'm going to as I'm unlocking them, am I actually like looking for traps as I'm unlocking it? Is that how this is going? Or do I
You had a 28 on your
Yeah.
lockpick check. You realize there was something different about this lock.
Mm-hmm.
Your perception check of 21 was what allowed you to know it was a trap.
Okay. So I won't really know if it's trapped until I start to pick it, really.
You looked. You made an initial check to
Yeah.
see if the door
Okay.
was trapped at all, and
I just want to
that
be
was an
sure.
11.
Yep.
That was an 11.
Yep. Okay. So I just want to be sure that I'm doing this right. All right.
Just rewarding your 28.
I am going to.
Jesus.
I'm going to.
Level 5.
Well, I'm expert in lockpicking.
Rogues, man. Rogues.
Rogues. Yes, exactly right. Rogues, man.
All right. Here goes nothing on the last one. Fuck me running. 12.
12. You struggle with this one. It's not coming. You can't get this one unlocked.
How many chances do I get?
How long do you want to be there?
So with this bolt, like, is it like a...
Like fingered metal that interlocks, and then there's a bolt that runs down holding
Oh, okay.
all that. A massive plate on the door, and then a massive plate inside the wall.
I'm gonna, since I'm in the same room as him now,
Yep.
I'm going to touch him and give him guidance.
Okay. Tell him to try again. You got this, buddy. You got this. Krixis kind of pats you on the back.
So with guidance, do I roll an advantage?
No, you just
No.
roll an additional D4 for
Oh.
your ability check.
$17, and then I roll a d4.
Yep.
And then add it. Yeah, roll a d4 and add it to it. This matters. You're close.
Plus 3. So
Yeah.
20.
The guidance, it was 18. So
Oof.
actually, you would have gotten it either way.
Okay.
The guidance is what gave it to you. So had Krixis not cast guidance on you, you wouldn't have gotten it. But you struggle with this one a little bit, and you take a deep breath, thinking of the encouragement that Krixis gave you, and you feel just a little something extra in the attempt, and it clicks, and the bolt falls. Make a dexterity saving throw. Catch the bolt as it falls out of this.
13.
13. You're not expecting it. It falls out. It hits the floor. Boom, 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 boom. Very quiet.
I'm just
Hear a
gonna-
yell from a bar down the road.
I'm gonna go to Krixis. Shh.
Yup.
All right, I'm gonna turn the knob. Does it go in or out?
In.
And I'm gonna slowly push it open, looking for traps.
Okay. Make a perception check.
Do we just want to use
Investigation. Sorry.
investigation?
You're actively looking for something. Had
18.
you not said you were looking, I would have said perception check. 18. You push the door open, revealing a room lined with shelves. Several boxes similar to the one you saw on the shelves. There is a rug in the middle of the floor that is uneven in how it lays on the floor. It has lower and higher spots throughout it. Not very, but it doesn't lay flat. Like maybe a half-inch raises in a couple of places.
I'm going to point at the rug, then do this, and this. So I'm pointing at my eyes like I'm gonna take a look at the rug.
The rug is large enough that you're pointing at the floor of this room.
Oh.
The rug basically covers the entire floor of this room, and it's raised in places.
All right, so I'm gonna bend over then and kind of pick up the corner of it, and then motion like I'm going to look under the rug, like it's uneven.
So you pick up the rug, and as you're looking under there, it's just there's floorboards that are sat mismatched in places underneath it, and that's what's causing it to be uneven. There's nothing underneath it per se that makes it like there's no trap door or anything like that.
I'm gonna try prying up a couple of the boards just to see if they're loose. I'm gonna test them out a little bit to see if maybe they're warped because of constant use.
Okay, up to you, strength or dexterity check to do that.
Definitely not strength. I'm
had a
minus
feeling that-
I'm -1 in strength, +4
Yeah.
in dexterity. 18.
18. You pull up, and you stick your dagger in it, and you go to pull, and you pull just a little bit, and you realize that there is something connected to it that isn't going to come up from the floor, and it becomes very, like, comes to you in an instant that the floor is trapped. These are pressure points. You don't know what they lead to or what they do, but they will activate something
Ooh,
security-wise.
I don't like that.
We should have done Mission Impossible stuff and come in from the ceiling.
Yeah, right. Quick, I'm gonna tie up my 50-foot rope in different parts and
Throw it over the rafters. Lift me up.
run myself across. Yeah. I'm going to like motion for Krixis to stop. Like, don't come in, and I'm gonna whisper like it's trapped.
Krixis is gonna say, "Do you see the box? It's
I
a
see
box.
Lots of boxes.
Oh shit!"
I'm going to stand where I am and just kind of surveil the boxes to see if any of them stick out or look familiar.
You see the familiar box, the one that you saw the axes in. To your left, if you're facing in the room, it's to the left, and it's on a shelf about waist high.
Would you say it's in a box to the left?
In a box to the left. All the things you want in a box to the left.
To the left? To the left?
To the left. Doc, make a perception check at disadvantage as you're looking through a hole in a barrel. Here.
You said disadvantage?
Yeah.
7.
You're trying to, I don't know what you're doing, but you're not seeing. Suddenly Ellie's like tapping on the barrel and pointing, and when you turn the barrel to face where, yeah, exactly. You see the guys, and you just see him coming across the back alleyway.
Oh shit! And the door's unlocked.
Okay, well, I don't think that trick's gonna work again. So, All right. I think since they can't see us anyway, I'll push out of the barrel and ask Ellie if we should maybe go open the window to the front.
Do you know how to open shutters like he did? I don't know what he did.
We can try.
So I have a question. Is this like the Metal Gear style where you're hiding in a box and you're kind of walking with the box and you sit down?
Pop yourself. He got out of the barrel, but that might work,
Yeah.
honestly.
All right, sure, yeah. Let's do that.
I almost wish I had a
stand up
soundboard
in the
with that
barrel and
sound
I'll
for this episode.
I'll stand up in the barrel, run across the street, and sit back down right underneath the window.
Ellie watches you go, and as you go, she's kind of looking around. She doesn't see anyone else, and you go over there. You turn around, you kind of plop down so you can see her. She kind of shrugs and steps out from the alley and casually walks across the street. And she gets up and sits on the barrel, and then she says to you, she goes, "I don't know how to do this. Do you have any idea how to do this?"
I will. Let's see. Would there be anything in the? Let's see. I probably can't get to the smith's tools. I'll give her my dagger because it's not really much of a dagger. It's more of a hunting fillet kind of. So it's probably thinner than a normal dagger.
Okay.
And I'll tell her to. I'll stick it through the hole and I'll say, "Jimmy, this in the window."
Jimmy, like put it in there, and what am I trying to? Window latches. How do window latches work? Okay, so I stick it in there. Oh yeah, if it's unlocked, if I just stick it in there and flip it up, it should. I don't know. I've never done this. And she kind of gets up on her.
Know that once you do that, they're gonna know we're here. Maybe just listen for a minute.
Okay. Okay. And she's like half getting up, and then she turns around and gets back down, and she kind of looks around. She finds a stick on the ground, and she kind of picks it up, and she sits back down on the barrel, and she starts just taking her knife and whittling at a stick, and just kind of whistling to herself. It looks very unnatural. Aronan, you're inside the room. Krixis, you're outside the room.
All right, I am going to. Are there any plates in front of me that I have to worry about, or can I just kind of reach over and grab the box?
You'd have to navigate plates.
All right, I am going to. First of all, are there any boxes within reach?
No, you're still kind of by the door. You're about 5 feet away. You'd have to
Going
move
for the 2-for-1
side
clearance.
of the-
Oh, there's going to be many attempts at a 2-for-1 clearance at this shop. I'm going to walk in, avoiding the plates,
Make a
and
dexterity check to avoid the plates.
get the box.
The box with the axes?
Yep, the box with the axes. Ooh, that's rolling a lot. 12.
Well, you managed to avoid the plates as you walk. across
It
the
was
carpet.
hovering between 16 and 8. I was like, and then it rolled to the 8. Stupid dice.
All right, so you're there. The box is in front of you, shelf height.
All right, I'm just going to take a quick look around to be sure that nothing else is trapped.
Make an investigation check.
Nat 20, baby.
At 20.
So
As
20
you kind of
24.
you're investigating the box and you're running your hands along it. And around the backside, you find connected to the box is like a fishing line, almost.
Man, this guy does
like-
not
like
want his
on a-
shit taken.
On a like a fish eye like type screw that's in the box, and it's just tied to that. And
It's
you think
almost like there's a lot of thieves in this town.
I'm going to disarm the trap.
you don't even need to roll for it. It's a fishing line. You can cut it,
All right.
and it doesn't actually pull then when you take the box off the shelf.
All right, I'm going to make my way back to Krixis with the box.
Okay, make another dexterity check to get back across this, carrying a box now.
So nervous. 18.
18. You successfully walk your way through. Got an 18. You had 12 on the first one, and then an 18 on this one. Of course. Just as the DC goes up, the roll goes up. You're able to walk back through this carpet, playing kind of like this sick game of hopscotch, and hand the box to Krixis.
Krixis is immediately going to cast Detect Magic.
The whole freaking room lights up. The lock on the door lights up. Every box on the wall lights up with magic, including the box in your hands. You're not. You would know the school, and it's all. It's all basically. It feels like restrained evocation magic. I.e., kaboom.
All right.
So like if
So
what do you mean? So like if we try to break it, it'll explode?
probably the locks on the boxes
Maybe.
need a kind, gentle touch. All right. So Krixis is gonna say, I don't think it's safe to open the box right now. Let's get out of here.
I'm going to take a look at all of the other boxes, like just kind of scan, because I'm going to take one more for the road, one for the ride home.
One for the ride home.
Yep.
You see a small box, probably like 1 foot by 1 foot by 1 foot, sitting on the opposite shelf that you think you could tuck under one arm and move quickly with.
Are there any other boxes that look more expensive?
None of these boxes look expensive. They're all like old driftwood style boxes. Small chests and whatnot.
I want something cool. All right, I'll go after the 1 foot by 1 foot box.
Okay. I need you to make a strength check. You reach around the box and you find the fishing line. You cut the fishing line like you did with the other one. As you go to pull this box off the shelf, it's heavy. Heavier than the other box was. Significantly.
7.
7. Make a dexterity check.
Oh shit.
And this is where it ended.
Oh, the 18s are loving me today. 18.
18. So here's what happens. You drop this box. It's unexpectedly heavy. As you pull it off the shelf, it slips out of your hands. You drop it, and it hits the floor. And when it hits the floor, you jump out of the way to get out of the way of it falling because it's so heavy you don't want it to fall on your foot or anything. You accidentally trip a plate. Realizing you trip a plate, you jump towards Krixis in the door. As the whole floor flips open like this, the box falls in and shatters. As the floor flips open, there's spikes underneath the floor pointed up. This box shatters, and you dive through the door as an explosion goes off from this box. Oh, that one's cut. You take 12 points of fire damage.
Oh, my ass got burnt.
As you dive, you're out in the hallway laying on the floor. Doc, there's a tremendous explosion from inside the building. Ellie stands up at that moment, and she's done hesitating or trying to make this look subtle, jams the thing in there and flips the... She jams the knife in there and gets it stuck. She doesn't actually flip it open. And you hear her swearing above you. And she's like, it's stuck. I can't get the damn window open. As she jumps down off the barrel and starts running down. She's like, I'm going to go around back. And she starts running down the alleyway.
All right, I'll pop out of the barrel. Is the knife is still stuck in the window?
Yes, the knife is still stuck in the window.
How bad did you roll? Was it a nat one?
You don't know. You don't know how bad
Okay,
she rolled.
well,
She just didn't. You want to try and grab it?
Okay, I'll grab it and I'll push up, try to make it go the rest of the way.
Strength check.
Trying to emulate what the thief was, what I saw him do across the street.
Strength check, because she jammed
Strength
it in
check.
there.
23.
23. You actually get it loose and plink, and it flips up and the windows slide open. You see down the hall, you see Krixis holding Aronan, like Aronan just dove into him. There is fire coming off of Aronon's clothing. Like his cape is like on fire right now currently. Just beyond them, you see the thief guy down the hall, and he is panicked. His eyes are huge, and he looks like he's about to run. And that's actually what he does. He turns and ducks out like he's gonna leave.
Okay. I will check the street to see if anybody else noticed, and I'll just kind of hold there, like with the window partway cracked open, checking the street.
It's silent for a second. Like the bar down the road, everyone got real quiet for a minute. And then the music started back up and everyone started singing again, like explosions happen in Luskin. Like someone's like, oh, okay, whatever. We're all good here. We'll just keep drinking.
All right. I'll push the window back so it looks closed and go see if I can find Ellie just peeking around.
Okay. You go around down the alley, and Ellie's at the door, and she had just reached for it, and the door flies open and smacks her right in the forehead, and she falls back as this thief is trying to get out the door, but she's in the way, so he's trying to climb over her as this is happening.
I'm just gonna watch.
You're just gonna watch. All right. Krixis and Aronan.
Krixis is going to take a look in the pit and see if the item that was in the exploding box seems to be reachable / undisturbed by the explosion.
The pit is 10 feet deep. Several spikes that you can't actually fit down in between. And you see gold bars laying down in those spikes. Seem like they might have been stabbed a little bit or scuffed a little bit, but they're intact.
Straight cash, homie.
So, but like the spikes are, you said close together, so there's no way to rappel down and.
No, there isn't really a way to get in there below the spikes.
Is there? How are all the other boxes? Are they all exploded too, or?
They're all fine sitting on the shelf.
They're all fine.
Yeah.
Are they reachable? Are any of them reachable?
Not from where you're at, no.
So, is there a way to climb on the shelving? Like, can I pull one off the side or try to?
You can certainly try. It can be difficult to get over to the shelving from where you're at. You got like a flat wall and 5 feet, and then shelving. You'd be able to jump.
So the shelving itself is only against that far wall?
It's against the 2 walls and then the back wall.
Okay.
The wall that the door is on, there's no shelving there.
Yep.
So
Think like walk-in closet.
You have the door, and you have 5 feet this way to shelving on this wall. So you could jump in from where you're at to try and grab onto the shelving if you wanted to jump over the spike pit and then hang on to the shelving.
So literally all of the floor dropped out except for where the shelves are.
The entire floor went thunk.
Okay, because that's what I was trying to imagine in my head, because if you have shelving on the sides, I mean, surely if the whole floor went like this, I'd be able to reach at least something on a shelf somewhere.
No, and the carpeting.
The floor is all pit, and don't call me Shirley.
Yep, and the carpet and the carpeting is actually hanging. It didn't fall into the pit. It's hanging from the one side. Ellie, as this guy is trying to climb over, grabs his leg and has his leg. She's like a little kid that grabs the leg that doesn't want to leave the store and is kind of sitting on his foot, holding him, yelling, "No, you're not going anywhere. You're not going anywhere. I see you."
Take his shit, Ellie. Grab his stuff.
Oh, she's just making sure he doesn't get away.
Genius, you're mute.
That happens sometimes. I'm gonna come over and try to club him, knock him unconscious.
All right. Give me an attack roll. What do you use? You got your.
It doesn't matter. Well, I guess it does. I rolled a 2. Attack
Maul.
roll would be plus
Maul.
5, so 7 total. With probably with the maul, I guess.
What's the ball? This guy's completely completely distracted. He's trying to get away from Ellie. You got a kid on him. He doesn't see you coming up at all. You actually club him. You don't hit him in the head, but you hit him square in the back. And he lurches and falls, kind of crumbles on top of Ellie.
Well, if we needed a scapegoat.
Her eyes light up suddenly as you say that. Oh wow, that's not a bad idea. Okay. You want to go check on them? I'll tie this guy up.
They still don't know we're here. If I think they're doing okay.
But how, the explosion.
Oh,
How do you?
I looked
okay?
I looked at him through the window after you ran off.
How did you get in through the window? It was stuck.
Muscle.
All right. Okay, if you think they're okay, help me tie this guy up.
No, if we tie him up, that'll look staged. Let's just leave him here. Throw him in a pile of refuse.
Okay.
Take his stuff. Man, you guys are terrible thieves.
That's true.
Not a thief. She's not a thief, I should say. All right. Krixis, Aronan.
All right, I'm
Aronan,
pissed.
You feel warmth. You feel warmth on your back. It's hot in here. You smell burning.
I'm gonna look around.
Krixis, you look and you see his cloak's on fire. Would you
I'm
like to
holding
do
a
anything?
man and a giant box. So I'm going to try to like stomp out the pieces of a cloak that might be touching the ground. But other than that, I'll just say, it appears you're on fire.
I'm gonna drop down and start rolling.
All right. Stop, drop, and roll. You got it.
Don't roll into the pit.
I imagine when he stopped, drop, and roll, you'd take up a position to make sure he doesn't roll into the pit through the door. All right, you managed to put yourself out. Aronan.
All right.
What would you like to do?
If there's nothing else I can really grab, because there's no way I'm jumping across the pit, grabbing a box, and jumping back. That seems highly unreasonable and highly unlikely. So
Probably a smart idea.
Yeah. Is there anything else around that I can take with me? Like, I'm just gonna take a quick scan.
From the lock, the padlock. Not that you'd want them.
But there's nothing else in the shop anywhere?
No, it seems everything is back in this room. Like this was the safe room. Go figure.
All right. I'm gonna...
In a city like this.
Yeah. I'm going to motion for Krixis and throw my head towards the door and start and kind of run out.
I think Ellie and I would have left. Or at least hidden.
Hidden?
Krixis is going to start ambling towards the door then with the box in hand.
Ellie wouldn't have left. She would have stayed at the back door. And just waited. Like, she would have maybe ducked down an alley to look at it. Just to be kind of out of direct sight. But she wouldn't have left.
Okay.
At this point, she's more concerned about Aronan than she is about how he might feel that you guys followed.
Okay, whatever she does, I'll do.
So, she just goes down an alley and hides. Krixis and Aronan, as you head out the back, there is a guy that you saw earlier banging on some windows, laying on the steps out the back door. Looks like he got knocked in the back, something. He's still breathing.
I'm going to look around. I'm assuming we're going to see Ellie and Doc immediately.
When you come out the door, Ellie actually steps out and says, Aronan, you're okay. Oh,
Jesus Christ, what the fuck are you doing?
making sure you didn't get in trouble. What the hell happened in there?
Nothing to see here.
Why is
Krixis
your cloak all burnt?
Yeah, Krixis is gonna laugh. He was on fire.
Are you okay? Are you hurt?
I'm fine. We'll talk about that later. We need to get the hell out of here. And who is this? Why is he? Not, you know what? I don't give a shit. I'm gonna reach down and just grab I'm gonna search him for coin, whatever he has. I'm gonna take from him.
Make an investigation check. As you search through the body, you find a satchel, and in the satchel is a set of silverware that you estimate is probably worth 25 gold, and there are 2 candlesticks in there that also the pair of candlesticks is worth 25 gold. Other than that, the bag is empty.
There's nothing else on him? He's a terrible thief.
Well, there's a set of thieves' tools. There's a dagger, but it's nothing better.
I was going to say, I don't need a second set of thieves' tools, do I? I just need the one.
You could take the second set. I mean, it's up to you. Your set's better. It'll just be a backup. You may want them. I don't know. You may roll a one and break something.
I will take the second set of thieves' tools.
Don't trust your dice, huh? All right. So you take the second set of thieves' tools. You, I assume, take a satchel with the silverware and the candlesticks.
Yep.
What do you do with the body? Leave it laying there?
I'm gonna kick it twice.
Krixis will try to pick up the body.
Okay. Make a strength check. He's a waif of a man. It won't take much. He was intimidated enough by Ellie that he didn't want to fight her, so...
14?
14, yeah. Easily enough. You reach down, pick up the body, throw it over your shoulder. He moans a little bit.
All right. I'm going to take a couple steps inside of the shop and place him inside the shop.
Okay.
And then walk back out.
Any specific place in the shop?
A place where it would have seen... like the explosion would have knocked him back and concussed him.
Okay. So you place him the door to the room, you place him against the wall, away from it, kind of slumped like that with his feet kind of aimed towards the door. All right. Make a deception check. We're just setting this up perfectly.
19.
19. You step back and
green
kind of
forever, and then it just like rolls over.
Yes. You doing Napoleon Dynamite there. Yes. You step back and you look at it and you're like, yeah, that'll work. And you walk away. You guys head out and back.
One last thing. I'm going to go, as we're leaving, I'm going to go to the front and open the shutters straight open, as obvious as possible before we leave.
Okay. I imagine you set the barrel up so it looks like he climbed on something to get in.
Hoping someone calls the guards.
Yep.
Also, Krixis is going to give the box to Doc and say, "Put this in your fancy bag."
All right. What is the dimensions of the smallest side?
Of the smallest side, this box would probably be like a foot by 6 inches. on the small side, like a
Yeah,
square foot,
that'll fit.
and it's about probably about 2 feet long or so.
Yeah, that'll fit.
So you slide it in the bag and put it on the bag, put it on your shoulder. You guys head down the alleyway a little bit and then come out onto the main road near a bar. The guy comes stumbling out. Make a perception check as this drunk guy comes stumbling out of the...
Everyone?
Natural 20 for 20.
Niner.
21.
Severely intoxicated, he stumbles out the door and actually stumbles into Ellie, and she catches him and supports him and goes, "Are you okay, friend?" He's like, "Yes, I just need to go to bed." And it's the shop owner. Intoxicated as fuck. Like, he was heavily drinking.
I'm just going to take him from Ellie and set him down, prop him up against the wall, and say, "Take a nap here. Let's go."
Okay. And he kind of grabs his shirt kind of off him and kind of rolls it up in a ball and leans it against the step and puts his head there. And as you guys walk away from him, you can actually hear him start snoring, leaning up against the steps of this inn or bar. You guys go away, head back to your rooms, or room, I should say. Get up there, and you have your box you got out of there. You left behind a convincing scene that would keep you guys from being attached to this. And the only person that saw you was a drunk shop owner who probably won't remember, and the guy you framed for it.
Job well done.
Well,
I feel
pick
like
up
we
with
should
opening
leave.
the box.
I feel like we should leave early in the morning. No sense sticking around here too long.
That's an adventure for next week, though.
Yes.
Tom Norman, you want to take us out of this?
Yeah, buddy. So we are Two Nerds One Quest, in case you weren't aware. You can find us on Twitter at Two Nerds One Quest, number 2 Nerds, number 1 Quest. I am Tom M. Norman. Cooch is Crazy Cooch. Genius is Lazy Dragon GB. And JC, Mr. DM, the man calling the shots and laying it out for us, is Wildfire 1265. Give us some support. Give us some ratings wherever you get your podcast from, whether that be iTunes or Google Play Podcasts or whatever the hell either of them are called right now. Give us a rating. Let us know what you think. Give us 5 stars. Hopefully 5 stars. Maybe 5 stars. If not, you're getting this bad boy.
That's 3 stars.
Well, 2 stars for the 1 star? Anyway.
No, it's one star for the 1 star, 2 stars for the pink star.
I had to, yeah. Anyway, patreon.com/2nerds1quest if you want to actually give us some support, help us cover some costs, and take care of the podcast. We got some cool rewards. Check it out. Patreon.com/2nerds1quest. We have a Discord channel as well. The link, hit me up on Twitter. I'll send you the link. Otherwise, check out the chat. You'll see the link in chat. I believe you can even click on the link in replays. So if you actually want to watch the replay on Twitch, watch the replay on YouTube. It goes up sometimes the day of, sometimes a week later, because I didn't put last week's up yet, I don't think. So, yeah, give us a call. Give us a follow. Give us a watch. Give us a listen. And support us.
For show title.
And vote for show titles.
Showbot.tv.
Yep.
I put my vote in.
Nice.
The airplane reference is too good.
For Genius, and for Cooch, and for JC, I am Norm. We will see you next week. Later.
Boomtown, get 'em.
It's a trap.
interesting and visually. One of those things you wish was a TV episode because you could do that really well, right?
Yep.
So, was there anything actually on that guy other than if I would have rolled better?
No.
Okay.
Nope. You got everything he had.
All right. So
Doc, remember you have that cloak.
Yep.
Oh, that'll be fun when you pull the box out of the bag. It's gonna have vomit and blood on it, and you're gonna know. The other guys aren't gonna know why.
And I'll probably, hey, that's my cloak. Smells like it too.
All right. Let's vote
How'd
on
the blood
some
get on there?
show titles.
The whole floor is a trap, and don't call me Shirley.
Yeah. So if you're in chat, go to the link I just posted, tomandnorm.showbot.tv.
The floor is all pit, and don't call me Shirley. Yeah.
A big thank you for BioCow for creating this thing and putting it out there for us to use.
Yeah,
This is slick, man.
Showbot is amazing.
It
It's
is.
slick to just add some stuff on the fly there.
Mm-hmm. So we have a thumbing the hole in the floor is all pit and don't call me Shirley so far.
Yep.
Mission Impossible
I don't know
style
where to
breaking.
go. I like thumbing the hole just as much as I like the floor is all pit.
I know.
And although I feel like in a box to the left is
I think that was actually a really on the spot. A very, very good one. I like it.
it's very descriptive of our episode. It just isn't funny.
Well, no, it's not funny, it's clever. It was clever in the moment, and it was a cool reference, and it's shit that I like that we do. I love the pop culture references that we weave within this adventure. It's amazing. That's why the airplane one is just as good too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, thumbing the hole is just one of those things. Like, I don't know if it's definitely a good show title, and it makes me laugh. But
It's a great visual too. Dwarf thumb coming out of a hole in the barrel.
It's not my thumb.
Oh my god.
all right, so I voted for that too. So unless we get some other votes for other things,
Ellie's not that kind of girl, Doc.
you don't know that.
Yeah, she's probably pretty sexually frustrated with Aaron not jerking her around.
It's true.
Could be.
Good rolling. Good
That
rolling
was-
when it counted.
Yeah, I was really nervous about those lock pickings and those, like, carrying the box back. That really made me nervous.
It was a 10. The DC was a 10 to just dexterity, because you could see all the things. So your dexterity check, your difficulty was 10 there. It was 16 to come back because you have a box in front of you and you can't see stuff. And you rolled an 18 on the way back. Okay.
Yeah, it was. I'm so bummed I couldn't get that gold. Man, how much was that worth?
Probably about 500 gold. 4 bars of gold. About 125 gold.
That would have been nice.
Yeah,
Was-
damn
if-
that strength.
If I would have picked any other box, is there
Oh,
anything
man.
cool I would have gotten? Or would you have just kind of made something up?
That box was made up, so it would have been, if you would have said a different box, I would have been scrambling in my head to figure out what was in it. And you may have had a locked box that I figure out what's in it between now and next week.
Yeah.
That's
So-
probably more likely, yeah.
That is probably the more
Man.
likely situation. I was able to
I
come
mean,
up
if
with
we end
something
up
for
with,
one
like,
box.
If we end up with like 5 boxes or a while, who knows? But I really thought we could like stack them up, and then I would be walking away with like a pile of boxes.
Freaking Death
Christmas
Strand
shopping.
style.
Honestly, Cookta, if I would have gotten out with that first box, I probably would have gone back in for another one, and I would have
That's
pressed.
what I'm saying.
I would have pressed my luck on that.
Yeah.
It's too
And then
bad you
if
didn't
we-
think to ask for the bag of holding before you left.
No chance.
coulda got
would've
'em
given
all.
that up, would you? Doc, no chance you would have, right?
You
It
might
didn't
have.
happen, so I don't have to answer that.
Right. No, I
I
know.
don't know.
That bums me
Hey,
out. I
give
never
me your
thought of
bag
that.
and hold it.
That really bums me out. I didn't think of that.
Yeah,
I
it'll
didn't-
fit
Yeah.
if the small side is about 1.5 feet by 1.5 feet, it'll fit. So
I didn't think of it until Doc and Ellie were like right outside the door, and I'm just like, well, wait a second. If I know they're out there, we could just start passing boxes through the window, and that's what I was thinking of doing. But the situation would have needed to present where we know they're out there, and this is an easy shuffle to get these boxes, but it didn't.
I
so.
always struggle with stuff like this as a DM because I want you guys to succeed in what you're going after, but I don't want you to pillage the entire. There's thousands of gold worth of stuff in that room,
Right.
so it's like, how do you create a line that the character realistically looks at and goes, "No, that's too dangerous,"
Right.
and it's a line of death. You like literally have to create a situation where they're going to die and not be able to enjoy the stuff.
Right.
And so and then honestly, in a city like Luskin, that's very easy. This place is trapped to no end. So
Yeah.
seeing the limits of how far Aronan will go. That's a interesting picture.
the pit was there. The fish line behind the boxes I came up with on the fly. I'm just finding another way. I'm like, what more could there be? What would this guy have? Oh yeah, sure. He'd have something attached to each one of these boxes. Then when you pulled it, it would trigger something. I didn't know what that was going to be. I might have just gone with it triggering the pit, but we managed to trigger that on in its own way.
It's interesting. Yeah, I mean, we definitely have to make sure that we're investigating not only on the front end, like look around the box, but also before you just pull and grab, what else could happen? Right?
Before you yoink it.
I'm learning.
Before you yoink and then yeet.
Eat.
All right, guys. I am gonna shut this down, and
Oh yeah. Thank y'all for joining us. Those of you that are still in chat.
yeah,
Yeah, Boomtown, get them.
Bombats, Commander Root, Ildilera, Just Padawan, Lurks, Madison, Moy, Bog, Monkey Banana, Saddest Kitty, and well, Stream Elements, but that's a bot.
Saddest kitty.
Hey, bots are people too, man.
No, they're not.
There are some streamers that would tell you otherwise. Half my audience is.
Bless you.
I'm not going to be that guy.
Yep. All right, shut this shit down.
Boomtown, get them.